what she tells me.
Now that you've had a chance to review film from A-Day and kind of digest it a little bit, what are some of your takeaways from there?
Well, I think that the film doesn't lie. There are some things and some players who played very well in the game, had great energy and intensity in the game, and certainly made progress. And the experience that they gained will certainly help them next year. There were some players that probably could have played better. But all in all, I thought it was a very competitive game, and I really liked the energy and enthusiasm that the white team played with, and that's probably why they won. They played with a lot of spirit, and really like to see that. They had a lot of fun, so that's really what we'd like for the players to do at A-Day.
Earlier in the spring, you said that defense might have been a little bit more ahead of the offense. Is that still the case after watching film?
Well, we had a very limited, plan of what we were allowed to do on offense and defense in that game, so that game's not really an indicator of that. Plus, you got to take into account the injured players that you had. I think we had like 6 starters out on defense and probably 3 or 4 guys that would have contributed to the offense. So, it's like I said after the game, this is kind of a midterm. You watch it, you see where you are, you know where you have to invest your time, you know what you got to work on to improve, and that's really what you want to focus on. And I've been meeting with players for 2 days now, and we'll finish it up in one more day in terms of individual meetings on what players need to focus on personally, academically, and athletically to improve and do better next fall.
After seeing film on the quarterbacks, what are you feeling now?
No different than what it was before. I think everybody had their moments where they did some very, very good things in the game, and I think that there were also some things that each one of them wished they probably wouldn't have done, rather than some of the turnovers that we had were poor decisions, misreads. So those are the kind of things that we need to improve on and certainly grow from and learn from. And I think everybody knows, reality is, really kind of it's a friendly thing. Because it doesn't lie. So it tells you exactly where you are, exactly what you need to work on. So then you have to make a commitment to what do I want to become and what am I willing to sacrifice to become that. And that also means what are you willing to give up so that you can become what you want to become. And I think our whole team needs to ask that question so that we can be the kind of team that we can be a year from now.
And one of the topics coming up, these satellite camps, a lot of the Big Ten teams are coming to this area. What are your thoughts on teams to come to Alabama?
Well, I think everybody's got to recruit, the way that they should recruit. We're not allowed to have satellite camps in the SEC. I certainly think that, we need to address this if it's going to be a competitive disadvantage and other people are going to, have these kind of camps. So I think it's something that we'll probably address as a conference, and I think it's something that we ought to look at from an NCAA standpoint, because I think it's best to have a rule where, people come to your campus, they can come to your camp. But if we're all going to travel all over the country to have satellite camps, how ridiculous is that? I mean, we're not even allowed to go to All-Star games, but now we're going to have satellite camps all over the country, so it doesn't really make sense.
How pleased are you on Reggie Ragland's growth as a player and a senior leader with the team?
Reggie has done a phenomenal job for us. I mean, he's had a great career to this point. We're really excited that he's coming back for his senior year, and he is a leader, the leader of our defense, and certainly a guy that can be a phenomenal player for us, and such a good person, and really cares about Alabama. Our team means a lot to him. I think that's why he came back for his senior year, and he's going to graduate. There's a lot of people around this area that should be really, really proud of Reggie Ragland and how he's represented, this community and what he's done for the University of Alabama.
How is Grant Hill feeling? I know he was sick. Do you know how he's feeling right now?
No, he still has some medical issues that we'll resolve and, see where it goes, later on.
Nick, there was a report today that Alabama could have some interest in a pretty well-known quarterback as a graduate transfer.
I'm not really allowed to talk about any other players on any other team, and
just in general,
I know nothing about any such rumors. I don't even know who you're talking about, but I don't know about any of those things.
Is there interest in possibly bringing in a graduate transfer at some point, just generally?
You know, if there was somebody out there that I thought could help our team, we have a spot or two available that we could probably, but it'd have to be the right person in the right place that could make a contribution, because that would be something that would have to be good for that person, and it would have to be good for us.
Two more. Was this one of the more difficult springs for you since you've been to Alabama? Would you be able to rank it in that way?
Why would it be difficult?
With all the injuries that occurred?
No, I think, you know, it was great to have some other players be able to get a lot of repetitions and a lot of turns, and I think a lot of our young players made a real significant improvement during the spring because of the opportunities that they gained. So I was excited about the spring and enjoyed the spring and enjoyed coaching this team.
What's the biggest thing you want to see him do this summer to get better for fall?
I think everybody needs to. We need to get our mojo back a little bit. You know, we got to get our identity back. You know, we used to be a team that nobody wanted to play, relentless competitors, tough, hard nosed. I mean, we got to get some of that back, and everybody needs to focus on, you know, what do you want to do to have a great team in Alabama, and put the team first and not worry about a lot of other things that we've had a few distractions with the last couple of years that I think have affected how we finished the season.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.